But I promise, Mike, you need to go to that dark place to be able to even have a chance with me. Man, he just didn't want to keep eye contact with me. He was getting mad and flustered on stage, and I can just tell. I'm not too worried about it. He doesn't have anything to be able to stop me. And at the end of the day, he can do whatever he wants, but I'm just going to be the better boxer on that night.
I already gave him his warning. Fight like your life depends on it, because it does.
Did you hear about the crazy things Jake Paul said about Mike Tyson? It's wild, man. He went on this rant throwing out all kinds of disrespectful words towards Tyson. I mean, we're talking about a boxing legend here, and Paul just went off on him. The entire boxing world is in shock. Fans everywhere can't believe the audacity of this guy. Paul straight up said he's going to take Tyson to a dark place in the ring. Like, who does he think he is? Tyson's a guy who's seen it all in his career, and Paul thinks he can just walk in and intimidate him?
Well. Yeah, look, he's the bull, I'm the matador. And it's that simple. Speed and timing beats power. I don't have a warning from Mike. I think he knows that I'm not scared of him or his antics.
I'm not concerned about anything. If I was concerned, I wouldn't be here talking to you.
It's crazy to see how far Paul is willing to go with his trash talk. He's crossing lines that most boxers wouldn't dare to cross, especially when it comes to a figure like Tyson.
I'm 24 years old. I can take over the world. I can become the next Muhammad Ali at the rate this is going.
The disrespect is just unreal. People are wondering what Tyson's going to do about it. Will he even respond to Paul's taunts? Or will he just let his fists do the talking if they ever meet in the ring? One thing's for sure, Paul has definitely got everyone's attention with his outrageous comments. It just goes to show how much the boxing world has changed. You've got these YouTube stars like Paul coming in and stirring things up, throwing shade at the legends of the sport. It's a whole new era, man, and it's not sitting well with a lot of fans who respect the history and tradition of boxing. But before we get to that, I need your help. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help. So I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help me out. Apparently, Jake claimed that Tyson couldn't maintain eye contact with him during their face-off. Can you believe that? I mean, we're talking about Mike Tyson here, the legendary boxer, the guy who struck fear into the hearts of his opponents. And Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer, is saying that Tyson couldn't keep eye contact with him. It's just mind-boggling.
Man, he just didn't want to keep eye contact with me. He was getting mad and flustered on stage, and I can just tell.
I mean, let's think about this for a second. Tyson is known for his intense stare, his intimidating presence. He's faced off against some of the greatest boxers in history, and now Jake Paul is trying to suggest that Tyson was somehow intimidated by him? It's almost laughable. It's like Jake Paul is living in his own little world, where he thinks he's some kind of boxing prodigy who can intimidate even the greatest of all time. But in reality, it just comes across as delusional and disrespectful to a legend like Tyson. Did you hear about what Tyson allegedly said about his upcoming fight with Paul? Word on the street is that Tyson's planning to rough him up so badly in the ring that Paul will have no choice but to hang up his gloves and call it quits on his boxing career. I mean, that's a pretty intense threat, if you ask me. Tyson's not just talking about winning the fight, he's basically saying he's going to pummel Paul into retirement. You gotta wonder what kind of bad blood there is between them for Tyson to come out swinging like that.
But this time, I'm starting with experience. Before I had no experience, so everything was like, wow, what can I say? It was really difficult. And I had to learn through that experience to start over. But now it's a whole different subject. I'm experienced now.
So Mike, would you say you look good, man?
Yeah,
does he look good or what?
Too.
How old are you, Mike?
I'm 58.
58.
In June 30th, I'll be 58.
58. You look great, dude.
I feel great.
You look great.
I feel great.
Don't argue with me.
Well, it's the truth. I'm trying to elaborate the truth with you. So that's where I came from. I was arrested probably 30 times by the time I was 13. I was a violent kid. I did really bad things that I'm really not proud about, but I call it survival. And I met this gentleman, this Irish No, this Italian man. If I thought if he heard me say that, he would me. So I just never met a person like that. He was more like a Roman emperor than just a boxing trainer, and he picked out all the best qualities in myself, and he taught me how to love myself.
And so he was like a dad then, right?
Big time. He adopted me.
Tyson's probably just trying to get in Paul's head, mess with his confidence. But still, if there's even a grain of truth to what Tyson's saying, Paul better watch out. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of Tyson's fists if he's really out for blood. Have you heard about the buzz surrounding Tyson and Jake Paul? Apparently, Tyson is rumored that he might spill some juicy details about Jake's personal life and career during their upcoming press conference. It's all just speculation at this point, but people are definitely talking. If Tyson does decide to drop some bombshells, it could be a game changer. Jake Paul's image and reputation could take a serious hit depending on what secrets come to light. On the other hand, Tyson might just be bluffing to enter in Paul's mind and distract him. Neither camp has confirmed the rumors, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. For now, there is no confirmation. One thing's for sure, though. If Tyson does have some dirt on Jake, that press conference is going to be must-see TV. The fallout could be epic. And rumor has it that Tyson's been saying to everyone he knows that he's going to absolutely destroy Paul in the boxing ring. And I don't mean just beat him, I'm talking about a total, brutal beatdown. Extremely devastating punches. Word is Tyson's obsessed with obliterating the guy and is training like a madman for every possible scenario in the fight. He wants to send a message and end Paul's boxing career in devastating fashion. Crazy, right? I mean, Tyson's an iconic boxer with serious skills even in his older age. It could get really ugly in there. Paul's no slouch, but going against a furious Tyson looking to make a bloody statement? Yikes. Who knows if it'll actually go down, but the rumors are wild. Tyson training with a vengeance, hell-bent on brutalizing Paul without mercy. I'd hate to be in Paul's shoes if Tyson gets him in the ring with that kind of killer instinct.
I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky. I saw him with his shirt off over there. He's fat. I thought, did you start training already?
Hey, Buster Douglas was fat, am I right?
I know, but you're no Buster Douglas.
I'm better. I'm better.
No,
and I'm gonna end you quicker than he did. And you'll remember that forever.
Apparently, there's this rumor going around that Jake took a jab at Tyson's use of weed. From what I've heard through the grapevine, Jake supposedly said something along the lines of, "Smoking weed isn't something a professional fighter should be doing." Now, if this is true, it's a pretty bold statement coming from Jake, considering Tyson's legendary status in the boxing world.
Well, listen, I can't stop smoking. I smoked during fights. I used to have to smoke. Sorry, I'm a smoker.
Did you have any marijuana leading up to the training of this fight?
I smoke every day. I never stop smoking.
Mike Tyson about his new business venture and the moment he considers the highlight of his career.
Mean punch. But nowadays, the 55-year-old boxing champ is competing in a whole different ring, making a name for himself in California's multi-billion-dollar business of cannabis.
That little kid with this stuff.
So what do you fucking do, Mike?
Mike said lately, stop eating raw meat, all the prepared foods, he's taking the fight as serious as he can. How does that make you feel as a guy across the ring?
As he should. I mean, why is he boasting about stopping smoking? This is professional fighting.
I mean, Tyson has always been known for his intense training regimen and dedication to the sport, even if he's been open about his marijuana use in recent years. It's interesting to see Jake Paul, who's relatively new to the professional fighting scene, calling out someone like Mike Tyson. Regardless of Jake's intentions, This rumored statement has definitely sparked some conversations within the fighting community. It brings up questions about the role of personal choices and habits in an athlete's life and how they may or may not affect their performance in the ring. Mike Tyson striking back at Jake Paul? Apparently Tyson said that Paul has a drinking problem.
Here, take some of this.
No. Take my hat. Slowly.
Take some of this.
No, bro.
Stop recording me. Stop recording
Take
me.
it.
Stop recording
Take the
me.
f***ing hat.
Stop recording me.
Take my hat for TikTok.
Bro, you're stop recording.
Oh, round 2, baby. Let's go.
Too traumatized.
My man.
What happened?
Like a f***ing G.
Wait, stop.
It's her fucking wedding day. So she, lo and behold, gives me like a whole like glass of beer and is like, just drink this. So I'm 7-8 years old, drink, and she's like, yo, take this. Boom. And all of a sudden, I'm drunk as having the best time of my life. I forget about all the things my dads are saying. Like, I'm not worried. All the stress goes away. All of a sudden, I'm on the dance floor doing headstands. And me and you can actually kind of have like a similar story in terms of like alcohol, spiritual journey. It's not easy. Life's not easy. And like, dealt with like some of the same things. I'm how many 2.5 months sober, but like decided to finally
that's good, bro.
give it up.
Yeah.
And really it was tough to come to that decision, but it's just takes such a toll. Hey Connor, I got $10,000 for you. Cash, baby. Cash money. Oh, you had $50 million.
Can you believe it? I mean, that's a pretty serious accusation to make, especially coming from someone like Mike Tyson. Now keep in mind that this is just a rumor at this point. It hasn't been confirmed by Tyson or his team, so we should take it with a grain of salt. But if it is true, it's a pretty bold move by Tyson. He's basically calling out Paul's personal life and habits, which is sure to get a lot of attention. I wonder how Paul will respond to this. Will he fire back with his own accusations, or will he try to take the high road?
Former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson had a brief medical scare earlier today during a cross-country flight from Miami to Los Angeles. According to TMZ, paramedics had to be called on board the United Airlines flight. The 57-year-old said he was in pain and felt dizzy and nauseous 30 minutes before the plane landed at LAX. A representative for Tyson says he experienced a flare-up from an ulcer but is now recovering. Tyson is in the middle of training for his July boxing match against YouTube star Jake Paul.
Tyson, can you guys vouch for me? Am I right?
No. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you, brother. You look.
All right. The other day I saw a picture of you. You were in a wheelchair. What was that all about?
Oh, I have sciatica every now and then. It flares up, and when it flares up, I can't even talk.
Is that the only health problem you got right now? I mean, hopefully that's the only thing you have, and you don't even. I mean, I hope you don't have sciatica right now, but otherwise you're in good health.
Did you hear those rumors going around about Tyson's upcoming fight? People are saying it might get canceled after that scary health incident he had at the airport. Apparently, Mike suffered from a severe ulcer attack, and it was pretty terrifying for everyone involved. But you know what? Despite the concern, it looks like Tyson is one tough cookie. He's not letting this setback keep him down. In fact, from what I've heard, the fight is still on. I mean, it just goes to show how dedicated and resilient Tyson is as an athlete. He's not going to let a health scare, no matter how serious, stop him from getting in that ring and giving it his all. It's really admirable when you think about it. So, even though there was a moment where things looked uncertain, fans can rest easy knowing that the match is going to happen as planned. Tyson's determination and fighting spirit are truly unmatched. It's going to be one heck of a showdown, that's for sure. Have you heard those wild rumors floating around about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson? Apparently it's all over some pigeons, if you can believe that. I mean, who would have thought those two would ever be connected by something like pigeons of all things? The whole situation is just bizarre. People are saying that Jake Paul was calling out Mike Tyson, trying to stir up drama as usual. But get this, instead of the typical trash talk, he started going off about Mike's pigeons. Like, who even knew Mike Tyson had pigeons? And then, to make it even weirder, Jake Paul allegedly called Mike a weirdo for having these pigeons.
1,000 pigeons. Do you still have all those pigeons?
Absolutely. I even have more in New York and in New Jersey. I just love birds. That's just who I am. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a typical Brooklyn guy that have pigeons on his roof.
Is it only pigeons, or do you like other birds too?
Excuse me? No, it's just pigeons.
Just pigeons. And what do you do with them?
What? I clean their coops every day. I give them water. I feed them, and I fly them.
Can you imagine? Jake Paul, of all people, calling someone else a weirdo. The irony is just too much, but to be clear, for now there is no confirmation of these rumors.
Like, what did it feel like to get back in there and compete again after all that time?
Very scary. Yeah, very apprehensive a little, but I just know what I'm doing. But it was apprehensive. It was pretty weird. It went faster than I thought it would go. You know, I was really nervous. But on the fight, I'm always calm in the ring, but I was actually nervous. This is interesting. The first day I was sparring, young guy, bow, bow, oh shit, bow. And I never said once, what the
Safety is important, all right? Remember that. Lennox Lewis, the last undisputed, said so.
There's been a lot of chatter floating around lately. Some folks, including fans and even a few experts, seem pretty concerned about Iron Mike's safety stepping back into the ring at his age. But you know what? Despite all the noise, word on the street is that Tyson's looking stronger and more fierce than ever. He's been putting in the work, training hard and focusing on his mental game too. From what I've seen and heard, the guy's an absolute beast right now. It's like all those worried whispers are just fueling his fire, motivating him to prove the doubters wrong. Tyson's a legend for a reason. He's got that unbreakable warrior spirit. When he sets his mind to something, he goes all in, full force. So even with the safety concerns swirling, I've got a feeling Iron Mike's going to come out swinging and shock the world once again. He's defying expectations, turning back the clock, and showing that age is just a number. The way I see it, Tyson's using all the speculation as extra motivation, harnessing it to push himself to new heights. That's the mark of a true champion, rising above the noise and proving the haters wrong.
Who's this dude?
My old trainer when I was like a teenager, 13, 14.
Teddy, right?
Teddy Atlas, yeah.
Wow.
That's Kevin Rooney.
And Mike would come right over here in the mirror and just practice it for like round after round. Was D'Amato was the teacher. Tyson became an obsessive student.
We said 10 seconds, Mike, but how long did you do these drills? Is this like
How long did
rounds?
I
we only said 20, 30
for like
seconds.
an hour.
Wow.
Just this particular set, yeah. So your legs are burning, your low back is
Well,
fucking
listen,
done.
you just keep doing round after round after round. And by the time you finish on your drills, it'll be an hour. Because now I'm going to do weaving drills. You know what I mean? Then you got to do your shadow boxing.
Oh, shit. And you were
I'm 14
putting it
right
into
here.
those now.
You 14?
I'm 14 years old.
How much is you at?
200 pounds.
Look at this dude.
My son is 15, 235, and built like a fuck.
Wow.
He want to start boxing.
I've been thinking about this whole Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight situation. And I gotta say, Jake might have bitten off more than he can chew this time. It's like he's poked a sleeping bear, and now that bear is wide awake and ready to tear him apart. You see, Tyson's not just any old boxer. He's a legend, a force of nature. When he steps into the ring, it's like he becomes a different person. And Jake, well, he's just a YouTuber who thinks he can box. He's got some skills, sure, but he's never faced anyone like Tyson before. What Jake doesn't realize is that by calling out Tyson, he's awakened something deep inside the man. Tyson's got this fire in him now, this hunger to prove that he's still the baddest man on the planet. And when Tyson gets like that, there's no stopping him. I think Jake's in for a rude awakening when he steps into the ring with Tyson. He's going to find out real quick that there's a big difference between fighting other YouTubers and fighting a real boxer. Tyson's going to come at him with everything he's got, and I don't think Jake's going to be able to handle it. It's like Jake's opened Pandora's box, and now he's got to deal with the consequences. He might have thought he was ready for this fight, but I don't think he truly understood what he was getting himself into. Tyson's a different breed, man. He's not just going to let some kid come in and take his crown. So yeah, I think Jake's made a big mistake by calling out Tyson. He's activated something in the man that's gonna be too much for him to handle. It's gonna be a tough lesson for Jake, but maybe it's one he needs to learn. You don't just go around poking bears and expect to come out unscathed. I mentioned many details of this saga, but there's something else very huge that is happening in the wait for this fight. So check out this deep dive where I'll tell you other rumors that are buzzing in the boxing community. You will learn new shocking claims that are attracting people's attention. Click on the screen to watch the deep dive, and thanks for watching this video.